Welcome to the Your Little Castle Show, where we highlight the best experts that make your home into your little castle. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Your Little Castle Show. You know, there's a lot of things that are important to have in your home, in your castle, your little safe place in the world, your little castle. You need to have some form of entertainment, something that keeps the family together. Music is a huge way to help keep the family together. I mean, my mom made me take piano lessons. I quit. I had a strong argument. I'll make that argument. I'll share that with everybody at a later date. But music is key, I believe. Would you say that is true?
It is. It's therapeutic. It's medicine.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are super excited to have in studio today, in the Carroll House studio, Willie J.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Welcome, Willie J.
My friend.
You guys have got to look up Willie J. Literally, we're going to go down the list of accomplishments you've got already at your early in your career here. I mean, just amazing stuff. And we've become friends through. I tell you, everybody, if you're going to be successful on this little planet, it's a good thing to give back. And then you just happen to make a lot of connections when you do that too. So you tell everybody how we met, and then we'll take it from there.
That's a long story. We met through my president, man. We hired President Aaron Emick, who does great work with the Bob Emick Foundation, and it's like my brother from another mother, my Croatian bro from another mo. That's what we call him.
Right.
And we met you, man, and told me about the Cardinal Cowboy, and told me about the great works that you were doing, man, to make society better and the community a brighter place.
Well, yes, many esteemed accomplishments. But it's fun. I've done the charity stuff for a long time, and they gave me an award for helping you. And I got and they got who? And they said,
Salute.
last year Jackie Joyner-Kersee won that award. I'm like, so this is kind of a big deal. Thank you. But I got to meet those guys. And
JJK, salute.
Right, she's incredible.
She's from the same city I am, East St. Louis, Illinois.
Yeah. And when I started seeing all the work they do, and I kept in touch with Aaron, and then he started talking about you, and at the time I'm like, this guy's a heck of an artist. He's good.
Thank you, man.
Let's jump right into the one thing that was kind of like part of the reason I wanted you. The real reason to have you on the show is we got a guest. Our next guest is sitting over there. We'll wave to him. There's Harry, and no camera on him right now. We should get a third, fifth, a seventh camera for that or whatever. But Harry wants to be a professional rapper, and he's actually a great rapper. I was amazed at the talent he has. But Harry and I are both Coma brothers. We both have survived a coma, and I've had a pretty miraculous recovery. Harry's got an incredible recovery too. And so I said, I want to connect him with the right people that can kind of help inspire him and get him going. And I said, I need to introduce him to Willie J.
That's dope.
So I called you up, and you're like, absolutely, Cowboy. What time? And so here we are on a Wednesday night in the studio.
Yeah.
And so talk a little bit about your career, as we'll get into that part of it when we bring Harry on here in a little bit. But I guess what I was going at was, first time I said, Willie, let's talk about having you on the Cowboy and Judd show. That show's been going in our 4th year. That's been on ABC for a long time.
Yeah, I had a good time.
And I said, Willie, would you come be on the show?
Yeah.
And we actually worked it out so that we could get that all done. And there's a lot of costs to going and putting on shows. But tell everybody where you felt like in your career at that time. And then where you went to, and what you attribute, how that show helped you a little bit, if you would.
Oh yeah. Well, before we go any further, let me give a shout out to my 16-year-old one and only daughter, Jasmine Brianna Jones, my beautiful daughter. Her birthday is today, and where we're taping, and give shouts out to Kobe Bryant. He passed on the same day. It's my daughter's birthday, and Gigi and all the other victims in the plane, in LA. So
Kobe
to get back to Kobe's the GOAT. In my opinion, Kobe, you see,
Well, he's a guy that he talked about how you practice. That's how you get better
Him
than
and
everyone.
MJ, Yep. Neck to neck. I don't put one over the other, but Kobe was
both of
probably
them.
my
Both
favorite,
of them practiced way more than people realize. That's how they got so good.
Yeah, and it was kind of a humanitarian, off the court, on and off the court, doing great things. But to go back to, I appreciate you guys for having me on the Judge. You and the Judge, shout out to the Judge. Thanks for having me, bro. We had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
The Cardinal Cowboy and the Judge show, and that was on Labor Day of 2020, September that year. And we had some things already going on. We had just got through doing KCTV, that's in Kansas City, Emmy Award winning. Had a little time on there to break in "We Love You, Puerto Rico," a song we did for Hurricane Mariah that went over well.
Millions
of streams. Yeah.
A lot of attention.
Thank God for that. And so 2 months prior to that, after that, I started packaging and marketing, because without marketing, your product won't go anywhere. You can have the greatest product, but if it's not marketed properly, you're only as strong as your marketing, there's a lot of talent. But so I ended up sharing that show. It went over very well. People enjoyed it, tuned in. A lot of family, a lot of friends all over. Actually, globally, there was people tuning in.
Right.
Not just regionally here. There was people that really loved that show.
Well, I remember looking people in Puerto Rico, people around the country. You could track where your visits and stuff.
They enjoyed us, man.
Amazing.
You and the Judge, and so from that point on, we packaged it up, and I put it with the other interviews, and it helped to catapult, man. And it definitely catapulted me to Black Friday of that same year, which resulted in the Chicago Journal, who really featured us really, really well, man. Did a great feature. And later on, we met the top 10 CEOs of 2021.
Now, is this all after you were on the show?
This was all after the show. This was all after the show, so that's what I'm saying.
I was saying, these are all the things you got, so we can help to tag along. But you're saying
2 months prior.
Most of these, all of these, some of these, whatever, we don't know for sure where people heard about you from, but this was, the show happened. You were on our show as a guest because you realized how important that could be.
Yeah,
I didn't realize. I just invited you, like, man,
we had 2 million streams on Sunshine with the Rain, which the video you're gonna display later on in the show. We were at 2 million. That's what caught your attention. SoundCloud, and we went number 3.
All these other things happened.
Yeah, number 3 on the Euro charts. This is the timeline. This is before the show. And this is what attracted you to us. And then the project with We Love You, Puerto Rico, we were number 2 on Billboard in the European charts. Shout out to Stephen Wrench. Those records were pushed by Mr. Leonard Skinner himself.
Really?
Stephen Wrench, who wrote Sweet Home Alabama and that. He reached out to us. He found me somehow. And when we got on that show, other doors were starting to open, like the Chicago Journal. Yahoo featured us 3 times.
Wow.
Maybe 4 months after that show that we did.
Yeah.
Me, You, and the Judge on ABC 30 on Labor Day, man. I appreciate that. That was an honor. Labor Day twice. It aired twice, and we got a lot of great feedback from that, man. That interview, and it blessed a lot of people. More importantly, it empowered people. So we went from that to Yahoo, and then we was the top 10 with Ice Cube and all that kind of stuff. It led to that top African Americans, influential Americans of 2021. Black History Month coming up next month, so we plugging that. And man, a lot of different things just started happening. We started being featured with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on different things. Drake, Elon Musk, and it just So I've been from Black Friday 2020. I've been in major media. Been blessed to be in major media all the way up until now. It hasn't stopped.
Well, and that's why
it's been a great ride.
But part of the point I wanted to and we're all helping each other here, was help people understand the gravity that can be created by getting that kind of exposure.
Yeah,
and it really does help. And let's get right into all of your stuff
doubt.
now. That's what you're sharing a little bit, but explain to everybody, if you would, what Pure Mission Entertainment. It's on the wall behind us here.
Yeah.
If we just zoom out to a wide shot, we'll see that. I believe is that camera 2? I don't know, but yeah, you really have a great looking website. They do a great job of marketing. There you go.
Appreciate that.
And tell everybody what Pure Mission Entertainment is all about.
Pure Mission Entertainment is about creating hope through arts and entertainment. I based this company out, me and my brother, Aaron Emmett, and I told him the vision. We had meetings downtown Collinsville, where my buddy Tony Mungo, who owns Mungo's now, shout out to him. He's in the same building where we were having our mastermind meetings. And I told him I had a vision, and through meditation and prayer, because that's the nucleus of what I do. Far from perfect, but that is our nucleus, and that's what drives us. But Matthew 5:8 say, "Blessed are the pure in heart; they'll see God." So anybody can live up to that. Just pure intent. None of us perfect, but Him. And that's where Pure Mission came from.
Okay.
And we just saw the needs. And so the slogan came up with creating hope through arts and entertainment and empowering people, changing lives. That's the whole niche. And like I said, we got boxers, you know, shout out to Arthur Flash Johnson. I'm grateful to be managing that brother. He's the 7-time Golden Glove boxer. From East St. Louis, from our city too, from our city. We're from the same city.
Exactly, and there's a lot of talent from over there.
Yeah, and he has a boxing gym that he does with the kids, you know, to keep them out of trouble.
And so people understand, Arthur Flash Johnson was a Gold Gloves boxer and a professional boxer.
Yeah,
too.
4-time world boxing Olympic champ.
Yes,
Yeah.
and now you manage him not for boxing, but for his musical
career.
Right?
Exactly.
That's
it's an honor to help him kind of reinvent himself because he can blow. The dude has vocals. He's a great friend of mine too. You know, we're you know.
Yeah, Arthur in here sometime.
Yeah. That's my bro. And he, you know, I remember doing the session of the song that you're gonna play, the video that dropped, Sunshine with the Rain featuring Arthur Flash. He said, "This got me back into the music. This empowered me so much." The session that, you know, this got me thinking about, you know, really now I need to run with this gift for music that I have. You know what I mean? I need to run with that and start utilizing those gifts. And he fell in love with the vision as well. He has a record out that, you know, we helped to produce. Time is changing and all that stuff, and it's doing well.
I think we have cued that video, and that you just released. There was a video you released. Was it yesterday or earlier today, or it was?
Yeah,
I
today.
saw the time on it. It was like 12 hours ago, and it's already got thousands of views.
Yeah.
Here's RDJ, the artist that has done. But I mean, Willie J has got things going like you cannot believe, and one of the best artists you'll find in St. Louis.
I'm humbled by that. Thank
area and in the country now, and it's just amazing.
Thank you.
Arthur, let's see if we got that video. We can play that. Let's see if we can pull that up here.
Hello. Hey, how you doing? I'm not doing too well, man. I've been vomiting all morning.
What's good?
I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. I don't know how to tell you this, but I got some bad news to tell you.
Oh no. Come on, man. Not right now. What's going on? What's up?
They found your cousin Lamar in the backseat of his car, dead.
Oh!
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Man. No, man. You can't be serious.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I got it.
Sunshine with the rain,
Sunshine with the rain.
Dedicate this song to my cousin, Coma, all the other loved ones.
Yeah, I'm living with my ups and downs, smiles and frowns. I'm steady fighting this battle from round to round. Highs and lows, stops and goes. The still waters are here, but yet the wind blows. My off my own, the company when I'm alone. Then in the week and suddenly young and strong. Start to let go, but now I got to hold on. Can't afford to let go. See, life could be good, life could be bad. Life could be happy, your life could be sad. Life is so angry, life is so mad. Life could be something that we never had. Pain with the gain, liberty with the change. Life is like a circle, we repeating it again. Gotta understand it, but we still can't explain. It's just sunshine filled with the rain. Yeah.
That's right.
I got it. Sunshine with the rain. Sunshine with the rain. Sunshine with the rain. Yeah.
Let's go. Come on, Chuck.
I got sunshine with the rain. I got healing with the pain. Life is crazy, but yet so sad. And it's hard for me to really explain.
Let's explain.
I got sunshine with the rain.
Sunshine with the rain.
I got healing
When I watched the video the first time, I got pre-release to this or like immediate release.
Yeah.
And you and I were chatting like 4 a.m, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
Prepping
no
a little
doubt.
bit because we have
No
passion
doubt.
for all this stuff.
Oh yeah, man, that's what we do.
And I'm like, okay, so and it's like anything, you do something once,
Yeah.
and you see it one time, and then you're like, let me watch it again. There's more to it, or better yet, you have the artist himself in studio.
Yeah.
But for me, the first time I've watched it, it was like, so life has its ups and life has its downs.
It does.
And that's what the rain was. But the rain
Yeah.
is more than that. The rain is when you have the downs,
Yeah.
but you also have the time. That's where you need the water, you need the rain to
grow.
grow. And I
Yeah.
guess that now that I realize as I'm saying that, that's even like there's dual meanings from that.
Yeah.
Which is you got to have rain, you got to have
dual.
the downs because you learn most from the downs sometimes.
And that's my hardest lessons have been my greatest blessings
Yeah. You got all the
from experience.
rhymes. I guess that's what you do for a living. So
I do. Yeah.
Skills,
Hey, we
like you
try. We try. You know.
and we're going to give Harry a chance to share
try.
some of his rhyming
Harry
abilities here
got
in
those
a minute.
skills over there, yeah.
But well, tell, if you don't mind, tell everybody a little bit about, because a lot of people, the whole reason this whole Cardinal Cowboy thing got started, I felt like I had to share with people how I was fortunate to overcome a coma.
Yeah.
And I've told that story a lot. And if you guys want to watch that, go check it out, cardinalcowboy.com, etc., whatever. I don't want to tell that story again right now.
Yeah.
I want people to hear your story, though, because
Yeah.
tell as much as you want. You told me a lot. I know some of that's like personal stuff and whatever and all you went
Well,
through.
you know,
But what do you want
yeah.
to, what do you want to share to what you went through and where you came from and what happened to you? Then you're like, I got to change my life.
Yeah, oh man, there's been a lot of turning points. I believe, like the good book said, that warning comes before destruction. And I believe, you know, that I don't believe in losses and L's, as we call it. I just believe in lessons learned. And, you know, I'll just say this, man. I beat prison time in my past. You know, I was facing 60-30, being in the wrong place, wrong time. I've been, you know, fortunate to lead that in my past. You know, seen, you know, lost some best friends to gun violence, 3 close cousins to gun violence. And, you know, me, myself, I almost didn't get to see my beautiful daughter that I was talking about, his sweet 16 today. She was 2 months to be born at one point, and I was facing time in the maximum penitentiary. And it didn't take but that one time for me. I just believe it was God's way of slowing me down and say, hey, you got gifts. Now utilize those gifts to get out of that jungle that you're in. And, you know, he delivered me from hustling. And great parents, man. My mom was a musician. I remember her hugging me. It was like a prophetic dream. The time I was, you know, she was like, wow. I said, Mom, I had a dream. I was in an orange suit. And she said, what? You're not even living like that anymore. So then she got a lump, wide open. It was just, it's inexplicable. You can't even explain what it was like. And being a mama's boy, it was just like, man, I started going backwards a little bit. You know, we're talking back in 04, 05. I just want to encourage people, if, you know, you got children out there and the younger homies and the younger bros, that it's never too late to change. You know what I mean? You get an opportunity. I did my probation back then, and I never went back. I told God, say, hey, if you get me out of this jam, the right way, of course, get me out of this jam, we beat it in trial, and let me see my daughter born outside of a glass, then I'll leave the trap alone. I'll leave that life alone. It hurts to see my mama going through this. Boom, boom, boom. We beat it. She hugged me. She said, oh my God, this was the dream you had about when you were in the orange suit. And we just cried, and you know, just like the dream, hugging. And she said, is it over? You know, is it over? And Jasmine, my beautiful daughter again, she was about 2 months to be born. I almost missed that beautiful moment, man. And I've never looked back since. I'm far from perfect, but I'm a different man because of those situations. Blade wounds, I was slipped a Mickey. By, you know, I don't want to go into it too much, but, you know, and almost died. And, you know, was fortunate to be some ODs, you know what I mean? Then, you know, I think it was my Coma for hustling at one point, and that, so I could see what damage it really was doing to my community, and you know what I mean? And
right.
Sometimes if you don't know that, on the other side, it's easy, you know what I mean, to you know, try to analyze something from the outside looking in, but when you're on the inside looking out, it's a different type of thing. You know what I mean? And so I just been running, bro. Resilience is brilliance. I'm about to release a new book, self-help book, and share strategies and some of these principles we're talking about, man, to help people out so they can get out of the dungeon and exit the dragon.
Well, and we do this show pretty much
Know what I
with a
mean?
little pregame prep in the green room or whatever part of our studio here, where we, or sometimes over the phone, or sometimes over emails, or however we do it.
Yeah.
But I'd like to help people with the outline here a little bit. And I think a way to best emphasize what we're trying to communicate here with regard to how this, I think, can impact. It's
Yeah.
great you've had a successful story. It's
Yeah.
great you've overcome a lot. But the point of this, and I think that's why you're going out to do more than that, is to say, if I did this, what are you capable of? And what people do you know?
If I can do it, you can do it.
Just-
It's that simple. Hope. It's that simple. Hope, nothing profound. Just, the most brilliant people are the ones who never gave up. Like the people that achieve greatness. And the thing is, where I learned from where I'm from, I was one that was counted out. I recall certain people telling the reporters, the news reporter, oh, we didn't think he was going to make it out. We didn't think he was going to make it. And but there's always hope if you got breath in your body. You can always change something and get a new momentum. Momentum always changes. And we have to be, take the UM off the word momentum. What do you have? Moment.
Moment, that's right. I remember that quote.
I had to start maximizing the opportunities in the moments.
Okay,
man.
so I think that's the point of this, and I want people to understand. I want the kids out there and the adults. I run into a lot of adults. They kind of. I talk to my mom about this periodically because she's taught thousands of kids by now.
Yeah.
I said, what happens after they come out of high school? She goes, some of them. That's just, they kind of just decide at that point that there's no elsewhere to go in life.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
others that go off, and like John Goodman, I'll picture it
Yeah.
on the wall. And he went
Yeah.
to New York and took a chance. His brother helped him, and my mom was his drama teacher. And look at what John did.
No doubt.
And that's not because of my mom. She helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But John decided to go off and do something big.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that anybody on this little planet has any real excuse to say they can't accomplish anything other than
Right.
their own mind is where that
Right
is programmed. Do you believe that strategy?
I believe that wholeheartedly, my brother. I really do. I believe that you are what you think. And the good bigger said, so is a man thinketh in his heart. And I learned that from myself. When I thought bondage, when I couldn't see past, and that's why people do the same thing, repetition. They can't, your mind has eyes, man. You know what I mean? You have to be able to visualization and meditation and just see yourself. I remember being stuck in that dungeon one time and telling the homies, like, don't get used to seeing me here. And I was still struggling at that time. But I was able to speak my way out, and I had to see beyond where I was. You know what I mean? Like, spiritual third eye, I had to really do that. And with some fasting, with some praying, and changing your circle, you are the company you keep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
Some of them very close to me about that.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's no way around that.
And so the
There's
point,
really no
again,
way
is kind
around
of
it.
summarize. I want people to understand that what we're drilling in on here, and that is,
Yeah.
if you set your mind to it, you can accomplish it. I mean, if
Anything.
I came out of a coma,
Anything.
they had written me off. That was going to be it.
Yeah.
Take care of me the rest of my life. But
Wow.
everybody goes through some struggle in their life. Hopefully not as,
Right.
facing what you faced, going off in an orange suit, or
Or you.
what
Or
I
what
had
you
to coming
faced.
out of a coma. And
Yeah,
and I
it's rough.
think your message may be a stronger one from the perspective that, like, that's where, and I had a pretty good excuse, man. Something bad happened. I can kind of like, that was not intentional, and why is this my fault?
Yeah,
But somebody like you kind of self-inflicted a little bit, and he's like,
Yeah.
but still, because it
Yeah.
wasn't like you, but you were still in control whether you were doing whatever was getting you into trouble, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you then said, hey, even as such, I still got to bounce back. This is another
Yeah.
way to go in my life.
It is.
And you went and did it.
And
so
I had
all
to,
the kids
bro.
out there
Yeah.
who understand that they may have made a similar, maybe not as bad,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
worse, they can
it's a lot
still
worse.
come out of it if
Yeah.
they're willing to turn around. Because
Yeah.
tell me, and maybe you got to see enough of this. I don't know how close you got. I don't think. Did you say you did go to jail or you didn't?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
But then, so you got to see some of the people in
Oh,
there.
I
like,
got to see some things.
they're
I
going
didn't
off and
do
going-
a whole lot of time. I spent a few weeks enough to know that wasn't the spot for me.
But people get in that situation,
Straight
they
up.
think it's over.
Yeah,
They,
you're right.
Well, they're stuck, and how can they ever come out of it? Totally wrong.
Right.
Prime example right here.
Yeah.
What would your words of encouragement be to somebody who said, I'm stuck, I have nothing going for me? Maybe they don't have
Yeah.
a wonderful voice and a creative mind like you do,
Oh,
but they
man.
have
Appreciate
some
it, bro.
other
Thank you.
ability, right? That's what I
Yeah.
always like to emphasize.
Yeah.
You may not be good at this, but you're good at that.
Yes.
Or you're good at something, but you got to go out and figure that out. And if you'll work towards it, you will find it.
That's it. Hard work, smart work, and dedication. And you have to see yourself winning. And you have to remember those type of people who came into your life, maybe it was in the past, who gave you sound advice that you weren't able to kind of digest at that moment, but you reach back. It's like, you know, a beautiful parents. You know, my dad's a pastor in the city, in the hood, and my mom was a great musician, organist, and she was my greatest mentor. So all those words that she spoke to me, she used to tell me, rub my head and say, you're going to be stronger. I'm telling you, you're going to be stronger. And I had to start believing those things, because you are what you believe, man.
That's absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I tell you, Willie, time goes so fast.
Bro.
I'm looking at our counter.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time with our half hour of talking on this show.
Yeah.
We're going to have, maybe we could do another half hour while you're sitting here, but
yeah.
I want to make sure we get a couple of key points into what we're talking about here.
For sure.
As a matter of accolades, I want, now you've talked about it. Guys, the proof is in the pudding, all right? Go through the list. I know you don't like to brag. Nobody likes to, because that's like you wishing bad things on yourself.
But if it'll help.
But if it'll help people, name
the
top list of few things you've got. We got a picture, if we can go to that picture. First off, what is this image of Willie right here that we're going to show? This is on GQ, right?
Yes, sir. GQ magazine.
GQ magazine, everybody.
This was right at the end. This was about a month ago, and it's featured with Will Smith on the cover.
On the cover.
Yeah, which is an honor to legendary Will Smith, and we were invited to, you know, be in a section where we give entrepreneur advice, and then right after that, the Source magazine, who birthed, you know, Biggie Smalls, who else? DMX, people like Eminem. And I grew up reading this as a teenager, one of my teen dreams. That just came to pass this month. And before that, it was Forbes, NYC edition with Dale, the guy that was over Dale, Michael Dale, the computer guy over the all Dale.
Michael Dale.
Yeah.
Computer.
Yeah. Another honor.
You were in Forbes also.
I was in Forbes right before GQ. So
okay, Forbes, GQ. I mean, you got
to LA Weekly before that.
#1 business, New York Weekly.
Yeah.
Fastest growing. Explain that a little bit, because I know we got a little bit about that.
Fastest growing, because I think I really believe that happened because, you know, we haven't been in existence a long time. I've been on this journey a long time, but my company is about 3 years old, 3.2 months years old, and we were blessed, you know, to be able to do that in our 3rd year, you know, and a lot of hard work, dedication, good teamwork. Shouts out to the LA team. The New York team, Music Doctors, you know what I'm saying? Those my boys for over 20 some years. I got a great team behind me too, as well. And Chicago Journal, shout them out. Had the Boeing CEO. I was featured in that with the top CEOs, top 10.
Wow.
Yeah, that was an honor. You know, Illinois, being an Illinois boy, you know, in the state.
And so sometimes it's not
cool.
It's not wrong to share a little bit about your success if it helps other people. There's people who tell me, you know, well, you should talk more about some of the things you've accomplished, and I've always been no. But sometimes I've learned, you know what? Man. I'm going to tell people, you need to hear this, because you need to know, first off, where it came from. Like, I started down like near death,
right,
and to hope to inspire some people. And thank you so much for coming on to talk about that.
Thank you for having me, bro.
That is so cool. While we've got you here, why don't we bring on Harry just for a minute as part of this show?
Yeah.
So Harry's going to be on. So Harry, take off your gloves. Take off your gloves. And let's pull over. We're gonna slide the chairs over here a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the in the Carroll House studio here, we're sponsored by Carroll House Furniture. My buddy Brooke. Really, you want to talk about your little castle? If you're gonna have a castle, you gotta have great furniture, and there's no place better in St. Louis. Everybody knows this than Carroll House Furniture. So we appreciate that sponsorship and. Allowing them to be part of allowing us to be part of their family and have them as part of the show here for what we're doing. And so with that, now we do have 2 superstars on the set here. And I say, Willie J, from wherever he says he can, I feel like you've been doing this for like a long time.
A long time.
But it was 2 years ago when I guess when you were on the show, and then after that, you said a lot of things happened, and I don't take full credit for that, but I'm glad that you feel we helped.
He gets the glory for
that. and that's right, absolutely. Because if you take it away from that, bad things are going to happen.
I'll be in trouble. We going out.
We get into the religious discussion sometime. But,
straight up.
But also in studio here today, we have Harrison Spelz.
Yeah.
And Harry has become a good friend of mine. We are, quote unquote, Coma brothers, right, Harry?
Right.
Do you want to tell a little bit about your story or whatever you'd like to share about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Well, got hit by a car, had a hard time, doing a lot better. Took a long time to get better. Very good at music, make a lot of good music. Play piano very good, stuff like that. Nah, saying so.
There we go. So
That's what's up.
that's Harry the philosophizer, right?
Philosophizer.
Philosophizer.
Yep.
And when I met Harry, I went to a charity event in St. Louis, happened to be at Busch Stadium, and a young lady was talking about her son, and I said, I'd love to help that young lady's son. Never know who you talked to. I went over and said, yeah. They said, all right, she's willing to talk to you. And I said, cool. They said, well, we know who the Cowboy is. He's good. She didn't know who I was, but and I said, all right, what can we do? So you and I got to sit down, and I said, what is it that's your passion? Because I know if you're going to get through to somebody, you've got to focus on their passion if you're going to help them.
Yeah.
And then I also had another connection. I didn't realize it probably had more to do with it because I imagine I'm an incredible counselor, but I also had something that I could tell Harry, hey, you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot too. You've had doctors that were telling you all the things about what you were going through, like I had, right, Harry?
Right.
And the doctors were telling, but it's easy to tell those doctors, you don't know what I'm going through because you have not been through a coma. I don't know too many doctors who've been through comas like you and I have been here. Yeah. But you and I connected because you and I both have been through a coma, and we both recovered pretty dramatically from the coma. And my recovery continues. Some people think I still have a lot of work to go. But Harry has made a dramatic recovery and continues to recover. And after working with you for a year, your grandfather came to me and said, Cowboy, I thought I might have been in trouble, but I knew I got to know his grandfather a little bit, and he said, nobody's been able to get through to my grandson like you had. And I was like, wow, then I got to keep doing this stuff. But what we were doing was using music, and that's why I brought Willie J in here today to meet you, to say, what can we do to further inspire Harry? Because he's been working hard, he's been making major improvements, and when you do hard work, then good things go your way, and you get to meet and work with people. We put you on the phone before with my good friend, Coco Bridges, Jason Bridges, who wrote the beat for Shake Your Tail Feather and Over Again. If you guys are familiar with those are a couple mega hits.
Oh yeah.
Grammys, I think you got for each of those.
Oh yeah.
And then
Platinum hit too.
Right. And then I said, now we're going to take you over with the guy who actually does the singing for music that's gotten to the same heights as we're talking about there, or very close to it, or some people even higher, with Willie J. So tell everybody, Harry, what you're most excited about with why you like music and what you think that means to you.
Yeah.
I just, I got hit by a car, and I could rap very good afterwards. And I play piano very good afterwards. So now I'm very good at both of them, and a lot of practice makes very good, I guess. So
It does.
now I'm doing that.
Willie, what do you think about that? Is that the truth?
That is the truth. He said it. I think he said it correct. I couldn't have said it any better. Practice does make better. Usually they say practice make perfect, but he said it right. It's not perfect, but it makes it better.
Right, you're never going to be perfect. Once you think you're perfect, then you quit working,
right? Once you feel you arrived, you're in trouble.
Right. So, Harry, I wanted to give you the opportunity. We talked about it. We got a good, positive rap we're going to do. Did you think about what you're going to rap about today?
Sure.
All right, I'm turning on. The mic is already on. You go ahead and give us your quick rap. I'm going to cut you off after a minute. How about that?
All right, sure.
All right.
I'm going to give you a beat.
I'm gonna keep it up, heat it up, coming through no cheating job. One of those kinds of does, and that's just enough. Man, my game is hecka tough, right through really rough. Some savage stuff, that's all. What the heck is up? Little MS coming through, smell my breath right through the freaking scene, all the zone, all the rest. I'm up about the scene, don't need no vest. Come on right through the scene, what are you impressed?
All right, Harry, there we go. See, that takes, I give you some knuckles on that, Harry. That takes skill. There's not a lot of people that are capable of doing that and making the words rhyme. You think this guy's got a future, Willie?
He got some. He's talking about something.
And he's got the positive spin that goes along with it.
He got the positive spin. He got the passion.
So what would be your number one tip now that you've heard some of his skills? What would you say he needs to do next?
What he said earlier. keep practicing. It makes better, and then you never know where it leads you. You know where it takes you. Your gift will make room for you, man. Your gift will always make room for you. And bring you before kings and queens.
There you go. So Harry,
you know what I'm saying? Don't stop rapping. Don't stop, man. You know, you got a story to tell, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And people need to hear that. You know
Yeah.
Need to hear how you came through that accident, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. You're a miracle.
There you go. We all go through difficult things in life, and obviously Harry and I have been through some extraordinarily difficult things. We weren't in the same accident together, obviously, but we both went through comas. And Willie, with his huge hurdles to overcome that he has, anything is possible if you're willing to set your mind to it. You're living and breathing.
Facts.
You got to go after it, right, Harry?
Right.
Facts.
That's right.
That's how
Facts.
So with that, everybody,
Right.
we're gonna wrap up this show with a big shout out to Willie. Thank you again for coming in the studio.
My pleasure, man. Thanks
I know
for
it's
having me again.
A bit of I mean, for driving as far as you had to, and all the other things I know you could be doing, and the other people that are depending on you. That and by the way, that Arthur Flash video, Sunshine in the Rain.
Sunshine with the Rain.
Sunshine with the Rain.
Featuring Arthur Flash.
Was featured right here before anywhere else. It's going to be on, where else is it going to go next?
Oh, man, it's going to be everywhere, man.
All right, you named a few places before. Are you allowed to say those?
I don't even want to say it.
All right,
so
you're going to say it. I get that.
No
jinx. But of all the big places you can imagine, because he told me
you got a TV, you ready.
We were the first to have that available here.
Yep, you my bro, man. You know, I
thank you
appreciate you for having me again and supporting the vision of Permission Entertainment, bro.
We got a lot of continued work to do. I know you're on the you're on the Maxwell speaking tour now.
Oh yeah.
Tell everybody about that real quick.
Yeah, I'll be heading out on March the 6th for to get my life coach and speaking certificate from the best-selling author John Maxwell, and I'm grateful to be a part of that team. Headed to Orlando, Florida.
If you don't know what the Maxwell speaking circuit is, but that's like the elite of the elite speakers in the country. Yeah. And I know some people that are on that circuit, and they get paid exceptionally nicely.
No doubt.
And I've had people recommend I try to reach out to them and get on there.
Oh, you're already in.
I got a direct connection. I think my story.
Come on, man.
I've given a lot of speeches already. It's time to take it to the next level. So thank you for already. He offered that before I said he could come on the show, man. But we're buddies. We're
buddies, man.
We help each other.
Yeah.
And we're gonna continue to work with you, Harry, to get you where you
Keep
want to go.
baby.
And your aspirations as well.
Yeah.
And make it happen. So,
Keep
Harry,
telling that story.
what'd you think about being on the show today?
Oh, yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Sitting next to a superstar like this,
smiling,
right?
Yeah, you're fine too. I like you.
Man,
man.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's good
man.
smiles.
Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Your Little Castle, where we highlight all of the important things you need for your castle, including the experts from around the world to all the best things that make a happy family.
Yeah.
Including entertainment and music that inspires and changes the world, from people like Harry, Spelz, and especially you, Willie, because you've made it happen and you're big time now. And just remember us little people when we're all coming around trying to get autographs. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in again, and stay tuned for more excitement as we continue with more with Your Little Castle.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Your Little Castle. If you would like to be on the show, please text us at 636-565-0305. Giddy up.